I'm Jim Ludes, and welcome to the February podcast from the Pell Center. With me today is my friend and colleague, Dave Smith. He is the department chair in the Department of Administration of Justice and Homeland Security here at Salve Regina University. He's also the director of graduate studies for that program. And he is a retired chief of police here in Rhode Island. He's also been the executive director of the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency. So, Dave, thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thank you, Jim. Thank you for being here, and I truly do consider you a friend and a colleague.
Well, we started, I think, on the same day in 2011, about 4 years ago. And our journey here at the university has sort of been hand in hand in some respects. We both got here and quickly realized that cybersecurity was something that we needed to be paying attention to from our own perspectives. You from the academic side of the house, me here at the Pell Center. What drew you to cyber as something that your programs needed to be paying attention to?
Well, Jim, through my responsibilities overseeing police agencies, I was keenly aware of the development of various technologies and the opportunities for people to actually commit crimes using technologies. And so it was really critically important that the officers understand both the opportunities and, I think more importantly, how to educate the community and how to prevent or at least mitigate the consequences of technology. And then during my career at Rhode Island Emergency Management, one of the proudest accomplishments of the agency was to work with the state government, the federal grant people, in what was known as a UASI region, the Urban Area Security Initiative, which at the time was Rhode Island, Providence, Boston, Commonwealth of Mass, and Fall River. And we worked together using some grant dollars, but also the will to recognize the concerns about cyber and the need to train on the issues of cyber, looking at exercises not only for the state, but how we could develop cyber disruption plans. And from what I understand is Rhode Island was the first state in the nation to have a comprehensive cyber disruption annex to the state's emergency operations plan.
That's impressive.
And that that planning is the credit really goes to all the smart people out there who understood the issue. But clearly we had a mandate. We needed to take Rhode Island to the forefront, and recognizing also that cyber doesn't stop at the borders.
Right.
And so it was necessary to work with our partners around the region. And I think it was really a success story to create awareness of how we can improve upon that process.
And when you got here to Salve, was there any sort of cybersecurity component in the ADJ program prior to your getting here? Was this something an innovation that you brought in? How did that come to pass?
When I got here, and with all respect to my predecessor, who was also a friend and colleague, a former supervisory agent in the FBI, Dan Knight, he did a remarkable job. Salve has had a proud history in the area of administration of justice. There had been a concentration in Homeland Security, which at the time I believed to be a broader philosophical approach. We tend to compartmentalize issues, and cyber is no exception. But at the time, Homeland Security was a concentration in the field.
Sort of reflecting the post-9/11 concepts of Homeland Security and all the issues associated with counterterrorism and things of that nature.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. And so what we wanted to do was to recognize that Homeland Security needed to be a broader mission and have it integrated into all of the disciplines, not only within the administration of justice field, but the other disciplines that we have here on campus. So we restructured that, and with the support of the faculty assembly and the administration here at Salve, we were successful in renaming the master's degree to Administration of Justice and Homeland Security. And at the same time, it created an opportunity to evaluate what was being taught out in the field in the area of cyber. And we knew of different programs, and we were able to create what is the cybersecurity and intelligence concentration.
That's within is that in the graduate level or just in the undergrad?
Well, in the realignment at the grad level, there was a lot of attention in developing the courses specific to that area of interest and responsibility. But as we had hoped, the curiosity, the interest, the need has trickled down into the undergraduate arena as well.
One of the things that we've worked on that our colleague Francesca Spinelli has really been passionate about is the need to create a next generation of leaders around cyber issues. And one of her recommendations is that really across disciplines, there needs to be a cyber component for anybody who's going to be leading institutions of any size, because the nature of the threat is so pervasive and so real. You have been a great partner in sort of spreading that word on this campus. And some of the other academic programs, in particular the MBA here at the university, include a cyber component. How do you sort of assess sort of the state of higher education more generally in terms of grappling with this? Is it moving fast enough? Is it moving too slow?
Well, that's a great question. I think one of the things that prepared me the best for coming to Salve is the transition between more traditional law enforcement education and practice into the emergency management arena, which, as we see the Internet of Things, touches all aspects of our lives. There's a term in emergency management called interdependencies, and I always tell people it's one of my favorite words because it's misunderstood by so many people, and that's a problem. But the benefit of it is when you talk about it, people become more curious and they look it up and they try to understand what it actually means. And much like the Internet of Things, everything is related in one way or another. And if the 39-cent part breaks on an assembly line, it has a tendency to shut the line down. And so it's that cascading effect. And I try to describe that to my colleagues here on the campus in the different disciplines and talk about those interdependencies of what we do together. So, for example, Dr. O'Callaghan in Religious and Theological Studies, we're both passionate. We share an interest in how media and technology helps ideologues out there to radicalize individuals and appeal to that, to that technical mind. And so there's the advantages of technology that can help us train and educate more quickly, but unfortunately, that same technology can apply in more nefarious ways, and we see the consequence around the world. The timing of this conversation, I think, is perfect because, last month, now it's already February 1st, last month the World Economic Forum was convened in Davos, Switzerland. And it's something that we all look forward to because it brings so many of the world business leaders together and political leaders together where they have an opportunity to learn from each other. And it was out of that Klaus Schwab, the founder of that World Economic Forum, talked about the fourth technical revolution that's happening today. We certainly remember from history lessons and science classes the steam engines and the advent of basically the Internet and, the third revolution from 1969 going forward. But we're really now starting that fourth technical revolution. And in the article that he published, after that, he said that the fusion of technologies is blurring the lines between physical, digital, and biological spheres. And that's exactly right. When you watch some of the TED Talks and Mark Goodman and some of the real brilliant people out there are talking about the future. What's next? Artificial intelligence comes to mind. Biotechnology, nanotechnology, 3D printing, environmental sciences. Everything is related to everything else, and that's what I think is the most exciting opportunity here at Salve, because we truly do have people from all the different disciplines that are just as passionate as we are to identify ways that we not only can work together, but we must work together.
So, what at the end of the day, what do you hope your students, whether it's at the undergraduate level or the graduate level, and if you need to distinguish between the two, let's do that. But what are you hoping your students leave Salve with?
There's a lot of different terms out there that are oftentimes quoted by various people. Whether it's skills gap. One of the statistics that came out of the World Economic Forum, and the week before that, a conference on the West Coast that looked at the healthcare industry and the cyber threat, the cyber concerns in the healthcare industry, is not just the skills gap, but the loss of jobs. It's projected that there'll be about 7.1 million jobs lost because of technology, redundancy, automation. And so the good news is that they also believe that in STEM, in research and in some of the jobs for which we're training our students to apply for or become better at, they're already working, it's expected that we'll gain about 2.1 million. It's a lot of jobs. It's a lot of movement. And one of the things that I think we can be most proud of here at Salve is, including the undergrad students, there's such a desire to understand more about the impact and implications of cyber and cybersecurity and everyday lives, and they want to become part of that new workforce. Yeah. They want to do what they call skill up in the workforce.
Yeah. And I know that you're in addition to your faculty positions here at the university, you're also a faculty fellow here at the Pell Center, and you participate regularly in some of the things that we do, including the Rhode Island Corporate Cybersecurity Initiative, RICI. And I've been in those rooms when Rhode Island businesses come to you and say, we need a cybersecurity intern. And one of the remarkable things that I've seen is you've got more requests for interns than you have students in the program. Is that accurate?
That is accurate, Jim. Even to the point where I will ask business leaders occasionally to give me one more semester that I can literally have students take 2 or 3 additional courses where they can learn certain skill sets. And then I would have the confidence to turn them loose in the workforce. One of the things that's also nice about the program and the advising that we do is that we know our students well, and we will work diligently to try to handpick and place our students with the skill that the corporate environment is looking for. So we match those, and sometimes it's intuitive, sometimes it's a particular skill set that the company's looking for. And we'll work to identify the right student to go to that job, to go to that company, and to serve them and to work with them. And that experiential learning is what we found has really served the students very well also. And in many cases, those students are bringing the Salve reputation, and they're performing so well that at the end of the internship, they're being offered jobs. And that's what it's all about.
That's remarkable. And is it simply the benefit of geography that there are so many defense firms on Aquidneck Island? Is that part of it, or is the demand beyond the defense industry?
Well, it certainly is a part of it, and we had the benefit of a corporate relationship with Raytheon, for example. And I don't want to exclude any of the other, great companies that are on the island that have also supported us. But what was interesting about that experience is when the students went to that internship, they went along with some of the other schools in the region, students representing those schools. And it was nice to have our program, the type of information that they were learning in the classroom, the type of skills, the type of analysis, the type of technical report writing that our students are learning here at Salve. It impressed not only the Raytheon company so much, but the other students and the other companies where they branched out. And 100% of the students who participated in that internship program are now in great paying jobs.
That's tremendous. So we're running out of time here, but what's the future hold for these programs?
Well, I've been so pleased to have an opportunity to, start literally on the same day with you. And, your vision and your opportunity to bring Francesca and the others to the Pell Center, and to talk about the topics that need to be talked about in a very bold, and at times to some it may be considered controversial because, in the C-suite environment, the corporate executive level environment, there had been a reluctance to buy into, this as an overarching issue. Cybersecurity was considered to be the task of the Chief Information Security Officer, and it was not uncommon for the CISOs to tell us that the CEO level people would say, tell me, when I need to know about something. Tell me when there's a problem. I think the awareness that you provided here at the Pell Center and the collaboration both on the academic side and the policy side of the House has distinguished Salve in so many ways, because it's really gaining the attention of people not only in this region but nationally. And I think that we have developed a relationship. We've developed a way forward that is, in many ways, a role model for other people to follow.
It's an exciting set of opportunities. He is Dave Smith, the Director of the Undergraduate Administration of Justice and Homeland Security Program. He's also the Director of Graduate Studies in that field here at the university and a faculty fellow here at the Pell Center. Dave, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, Jim.